What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the new Incursion 2 raid. So this is the one that is all sparkling and so on, that showed up yesterday, and as it seems is super difficult, and it kinda is. So we are going to do a few guides on how to beat this new raid and try to minimize the cost of your character, of your investment on the teams, right? Because if all your teams are at 2 million power, you might be able to, of course, perform here, but that might not be a good investment long term, or it's up to you to decide. I just want to show you what am I doing, and then you guys decide for yourself if you want to follow my path, the path that allows you to save some resources, or if you want to go to the more expensive path where you're just throwing resources and resources on these teams. So in this video we are going to take a look at the mutant nodes. Right now I'm already on the bio nodes, but you're going to take a look at the mutant nodes and see what's the best team for you to use them, what's the best ISO 8, very important ISO 8, position of the characters, and which targets you should be focusing on first in order for you to be successful. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so first off we're going to talk about the team that we are going to use for the mutant nodes, and this team works in every single node. Of course, you need to know exactly when to use certain abilities, because if you are not thinking about it, if you are just brain dead and you are just spamming ultimates, well, you might have some kind of problem. Once again, we have to remember that Marvel Strike Force is a turn-based RPG, and that implies that you need to make some strategy and use the abilities on the right time. Otherwise, you might not be able to succeed with the characters that you have. So this is the team that we are going to use for the next month or so, until we have the full Extreme X-Men characters, and then you decide if you want to continue with this or not. Now you can see the power of my characters. All of them are at gear tier 18, and this is for players that already unlocked Super Scroll, and at least for me, from my experience, I have like tons of mutant gear sitting around, and these are the characters that you really want to invest for the next month or so you can progress towards the raids until the new characters become available. Now in terms of positioning and ISO 8, you want to make sure that Archangel stays in the corner so he stays safe, and very important, oh my god, please put the Raider on your Nightcrawler. I see stuff like this to envoys DuArktik Mobile Gamer trying to figure out how to beat these raids, and then I have Nightcrawler with Striker ISO 8 and Cyclops with Raider ISO 8. Why? So first off, you need the Raider ISO 8 on Nightcrawler so he gives more speed bar to the allies. This is part of his passive. And then you need Cyclops with Striker ISO 8, because every time he uses his special or his basic, you want to make sure that he's applying slow and defense down to the enemies. It is extremely important for you to do this. You need to control the speed of the characters, and you don't always have the ultimate ready of Apocalypse to apply slow to everyone. You should also be careful with when you use the Cyclops ultimate, because it's not something you want to waste. You need to have the charges on him so he gets additional energy, and you can do the special more often than the ultimate. Ultimate is just on crucial situations where you can afford to do it in terms of strategy. Now, if you want to make this as easy as possible, you can invest on your Archangel. I think that's going to be very important. If you get your Archangel to 6 red stars, 7 red stars, I think that's going to be extremely important. If you want to put some diamonds on him, that's only for the whales, but it's going to be fine, at least for the meantime. I think Archangel is still going to have value in the future, just not on the teams that people are used to using him. Okay, so this is the team, this is the ISO 8, this is the position. Once again, it's going to be very important that you have this setup and not some other alternative setup, because otherwise you are not going to have the abilities on the right time, and you are not going to have enough speed bar or enough dodges or enough defense subs and so on with your Extreme X-Men characters for them to survive. So with that said, without a clear doubt, let's get started and let's take a look at the nodes and how you can beat them. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at this team in action, and this is going to be on the first node, and then we have to talk about the second node. Now, in this specific node, on the first node, there is only one RNG element that can really creep you out, which is if Quicksilver turn rewinds your Apocalypse. It's a 20% chance of happening, can happen, so be careful with that. I mean, there is not much you can do about it. So, you need to use the special of Nightcrawler early on, and then he's going to rebound Shine, and this is why you need the Raider Isolate, because you need him to crit to give speed bar to his allies. Otherwise, they are not going to get that speed bar. Cyclops, Gambit, and Nightcrawler should be beefy enough in order to survive a few of the attacks. And then you have to do the special of Gambit, but you don't always need to do the special. This is something that you should realize, is that you need to save some of those charges to apply ability block to certain targets. First character you want to rush for is Rhino, because in this specific situation it doesn't have a lot of health, and with Apocalypse ultimate and empowered ability you want to remove the Dormammu, because you don't want Dormammu to flip the positive effects from your Extreme X-Men and also from your Archangel. As often as you can, you should give Archangel offense up, as long as he needs, of course, because you need that offense up from Archangel for him to ping the enemies and give energy to Apocalypse. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough energy, and that's definitely going to be a problem. Okay, use the Apocalypse special on Quicksilver in order to use his isolated attack to do more damage to him. And Quicksilver is not right away the priority target. Once again, you need to focus on Dormammu first and get a few kills first. But then you definitely have to delete Quicksilver. Using the basic of Nightcrawler is extremely important, so you can remove all the positive effects from Quicksilver. And then once again you want to use the basic of Cyclops with the T4, so you can apply not only defense down but also slow. This slow from Cyclops extremely important. Okay, so once again we don't have offense up on Archangel, so we need to try to find a way for him to get kills even without having offense up. So be careful, make sure you use your isolate attacks and your ultimate with Archangel in order to get as many pings as possible on the enemies. And then you also have to be smart about it. So for example here, I killed Captain Sam with Cyclops or with Gambit in order for Archangel to ping the other enemies that are at low health, so you can get energy on your Apocalypse. You have to be very smart about it. Once again, Apocalypse kills someone, but then Archangel kills the other guy and gives you the energy. You have to be really smart on how you play this in order to get all this extra energy from Archangel. Okay, here once again we have Archangel. I should have went for the Deadpool to steal her offense up, but because I did a special, I got offense up anyway. It's just that the special is better for the second node rather for the first node. And now you have the two Captain Sams. The two Captain Sams on their own is not a big deal, so make sure you delete the Gwenpool so she doesn't get a bunch of barrier, and then she becomes very hard to kill. And the Captain Sams just basically your way through. Once again, make sure you are not using your isolate attacks when you need your Archangel to get energy to Apocalypse. Very, very important that you have Apocalypse at full energy at each of the nodes. And you can see that, yeah, these nodes are quite tough. The enemies have a lot of health, and you might time out. So be careful, make sure you use your abilities on the right targets, and make sure you have enough energy for the second node. Okay, now, speaking of the second node, let's jump a little bit into it. So, this is the team that I'm going to use, but there is other team that people were using in the past that might be better for you to use. I'm not going to show you that gameplay. Yes, probably seen it in the past, but it's a team with Emma Frost, with Rogue, with Archangel, with Dark Beast, and with Apocalypse. That's it. Those are the five. So once again, Emma Frost, Rogue, Apocalypse, Archangel, and Dark Beast. And you want to make sure that Rogue is in a corner, followed by Apocalypse. This will make sure that whenever Kang attacks, that Kang attacks also Apocalypse and makes Apocalypse to go faster. This is going to be the easiest way to beat the second node, but only use that team if you have full cooldowns on your Extreme X-Men. If you don't have full cooldowns, well, you cannot use this alternative team. And once again, make sure that you have all your cooldowns ready on your Apocalypse. And this is why I'm telling you about the second team, because with the Extreme X mana, they are going to do so much damage in this node that I am actually not able to get all the cooldowns on my characters. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look on how that goes. So once again, in my opinion, the best team right now for the second node is Rogue, Apocalypse. Then you can use Archangel, then Dark Beast, and Emma Frost in the corner. That's going to be the best way to beat this node. Okay, so if you want to use Extreme X mana, because you just want to be one of those cool kids, you want to use the special of Nightcrawler, and you want to use the ultimate of Cyclops. This is one of those occasions where you can actually use the ultimate of Cyclops, and it's also going to be important for you to apply slow to the enemies. Also, you're going to do some big damage to the enemies, and that's going to allow your Archangel to turn rewind them even more after you apply slow to everyone with Cyclops. This is why this combination of characters is so good. Cyclops applying slow, Archangel doing the turn rewind for 25%. Okay, so once again, we have to play very, very carefully. Here I attacked the Red Hulk. Maybe it was a bad decision. Maybe I should have attacked the Nemesis instead. Either way, we are once again on this situation that you have to be very careful with which characters you kill in order for you to have as much energy as possible. And once again, this is why the Rogue version is better here. It's because Rogue is going to give 25% additional damage to Archangel, and that's going to make a lot easier for you to get your energy ready on the boss node. In my opinion, on the boss node, the Extreme X-Men team is still better to use there. So keep that in mind. Okay, so here we're going to use the ultimate to one-shot the Red Hulk and also to one-shot the Archangel. And in my opinion, this is the way you have to go about it in order to maximize the amount of energy you can. Now we're going to take a look at the boss node. We are using the same team, but we have to keep in mind that I don't have my cooldowns ready on Apocalypse. Once again, Rogue, Apocalypse, Archangel, Dark Beast, and Emma should be better for the second node to make sure that you have all your cooldowns on your characters. Okay, so big ultimate with your Nightcrawler, and then you want to use the special of Cyclops on Falcon just to make sure that he gets as low as possible. Then you want to use the ultimate of Gambit to try to flip the positive effects into negative effects on the enemies, especially on the Teen Lokis, because they get so many regens, and every time they have regens, they are going to do counter attacks to your team, which we don't want. Okay, so we have Captain Sam stunned, which is great, and now we're going to try to apply ability block to the Teen Lokis or to Better Rebuild, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. You just have to remember that you need to do damage to both of them, so you can after delete one of the Teen Lokis. Okay, now I try to apply stun to Better Rebuild. Unfortunately, resisted, so we are going to use Gambit now in order to apply ability block to him and be safe, right? We have all these characters, one is stunned, the other is ability blocked, so we need to protect ourselves. Okay, now we have Cyclops. Let's see if I'm going to use the slow. Yes, I applied the slow on Captain Sam, so the stun lasts longer. And finally, I have enough energy on Apocalypse. We're going to destroy that battery build, and we are ready to move on. Okay, we're going to start working on that second Teen Loki. Once again, we don't want those Teen Lokis to spam us with resistance. And then I did ability block on Nakia for no particular reason. It doesn't really matter. You could probably ability block the Kraken America or something like that. It doesn't really matter. The characters, they don't have enough speed here in order for you to have problems with it. The biggest problem is really that you need that speed up from Gambit all the time. Okay, so we are going to delete that first bishop, turn rewind the enemies. And now you want to put some work on Morgan Le Fay. Make sure that she has at least a few vulnerabilities. And you can see that we don't have more charges with Gambit. So the solution is going to be or to ability block Morgan Le Fay with Apocalypse, which we are lacking on 1 energy, unfortunately. So if we don't have enough energy, what we have to do? Get kills. Get as many kills as possible and apply as much slow as possible to the enemies. Okay, big ultimate with Cyclops. You might feel like it's a waste. It's not a waste because, once again, we are going to get some kills and those skills are going to turn you on the Morgan Le Fay. And the Cyclops with the Striker Isolate, we have 2 chances of applying slow to her. So even with a high resistance, we have 2 chances to do that. Okay, after with the Nightcrawler, I apply stun to Morgan Le Fay. Make sure that she has defense down or slow or anything like that in order for you to do that. And then you want to make sure that you get rid of Cosmo. Cosmo is causing a lot of problems to our team because he's applying this offense down, and that is greatly reducing the damage output of Archangel and making it even harder and harder to get energy on Apocalypse. Okay, so here we go with the Gambit, get some more kills, get some more turning wind. Once again, Striker Isolate on Cyclops. It's extremely important, so you apply slow to the enemy characters. If you have Cyclops with Raider, you can only apply slow with the ultimate, so don't be a dumbass like those envoys on the test server. Okay, so here we go, let's finish off the node. We have Morgan Le Fay alive, we have Wong alive, and this Wong is very tough, so be careful with that. Once again, we keep trying to apply defense down on Morgan Le Fay. As you guys can see, she has tons of resistance, and make sure that you use your abilities with the Nightcrawler, so it keeps giving speed bar to the allies. Okay, we are going to time out. Unfortunately, Cosmo didn't allow me to get enough energy to have the ultimate ready on Apocalypse, but this is the best you can do right now with the characters that we have available. And once again, if you want to increase the damage output, make sure you put some red stars on your Archangel. Okay guys, so that's the way I beat the new Incursion raid mutant line. And once again, the teams that I use are the following. We're gonna take a look at it once again, and I'm also going to show you the second team as well. So this is the main team I use. I recommend this team for node number 1 and the boss node as well. Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Gambit, Apocalypse, and Archangel. Make sure you have Raider on your Gambit and your Nightcrawler, Striker on everyone else. And if you want to increase the performance of this team, giving more red stars to your Archangel is going to be the way to go. And if you want to beat the second node easier than I did, and making sure that you have full cooldowns on your characters, make sure you use Rogue, Apocalypse, Archangel, Dark Beast, and Emma only on the second node, guys. Only on the second node, and making sure that you have full cooldowns on your Extreme X-Men from the previous node. So, in my opinion, this is the way to beat it, and this is on a live server, so it should be working for everyone. So, that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And you found the video helpful, make sure you share the video with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Mouse Life Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.